Honorable Speaker, sir, it is an honor for me to present this fourth consecutive budget for fiscal year 2022-2023 of the Government of Sikkim, led by the People's Party, popularly known as Sikkim Krantikari Morcha. However, let me mention that this is the first full-fledged budget of Sikkim since our government took over the governance of the progressive and steady growing state of Sikkim in the last 3 years. This is because in 2019, we assumed the charge only midway of the fiscal year. And both the later fiscal years, 2020 and 2021, were acutely hit, disrupted by the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic. This budget is presented amidst the lingering fear and uncertainty brought about by the pandemic and in the situation where major development activities have been instantaneously interrupted and widely constrained. I stand here today, however, to harness an optimistic scenario where national and global economies are bouncing back into a robust growth path. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, has been a pivot in taking out the nation from one of the most historically painful and fundamentally challenging phases. With his far-sightedness, resilience, and perseverance, he has evolved to build confidence and instill a sense of dedication among all the Indian citizens. We, the people of Sikkim, profusely thank our Honorable Prime Minister and all his esteemed colleagues and officials for introducing a Tripura of brave and rebuilding measures. Our national economy is now on the full recovery path and is likely to achieve over a 9% growth rate. The national budget presented by the Honorable Finance Minister, Madam Nirmala Sitharaman, has been highly inspiring and sets forth a new direction to the entire development process. Honorable Speaker, sir, therefore this fiscal year 2022-2023 budget for our state acquires very special significance, and this provides us a first-hand opportunity to both consolidate our development process and introduce some transforming long-term development pathway. We are pleased to mention that despite pandemic and other structural constraints, our government has been able to make a major departure from the unprecedented like this and dismal performance indicators left behind by the previous government. When we took over the governance in May 2019, every aspect of public life was in disarray, and we inherited staggering debts as mentioned in the white paper. There were projects which remained neglected, incomplete, with the presence of extremely uncertain attitude and permanent adoption everywhere in the environment. Numerous payments were pending for years. Leakages and corruption had become deep-rooted, and favoritism and nepotism were rampant. People were dehumanized, civil society remained deeply threatened, and more precociously, youth were deeply frustrated and become victims of nothingness. Women were marginalized and artificially empowered. Employment generation had almost hit the bottom rung. There were no systems and norms that provided inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability. Honorable Speaker, sir, media was cross-checked, social media was highly manipulated and distorted. There was a very low level of faith and confidence among the government staff. In other words, women insecurity was at its peak. Huge direct payment were withheld for years together to all the sections of the government officials. There was a dark cloud everywhere as the family oligopolies captures lands to contracts, business to appointments, and natural resources to institutions. And more previously, all the sensitive information and data of the government. Development had become individual and family-centric. Infrastructure maintenance was in poor shape. Institutions were systematically demobilized. Poor policy paralysis were witnessed everywhere. Natural resources were rampantly exploited, and more critical before spending systems and instruments of government was at the lowest ebb. Sikkimese society had never witnessed such a degree of personality, cult, and force leader worship. The invisible hands of this family police even these villages, communities, and places of worship to holy forests, rivers, and lakes of Sikkim. This finally gave birth to what the former chief minister a few days back himself called hundreds of power brokers in his political party. On his speaker, sir, not even 3 years ago, the situation of Sikkim was characterized by all these visibly vicious phenomena. It was not even a protective parrot of misgovernance, it was malgovernance that injected anarchy and instability everywhere. Therefore, Honorable Sir, as soon as we prove the governance of our beloved state, we face formidable tasks which we call 7 R's. That is rescue, recovery, reconstruct, restore, robust, resilience, and recognition. Therefore, it requires clear thinking, elaborate planning, institutional and policy reforms, adequate resource, mobilization and finance, restoration of people's faith and confidence, collective effort, community participation, and more importantly, passion and smart. I assure the honorable members of this House and the people of Sikkim, we shall overcome all these inherited hurdles and build with our what our Honorable Prime Minister mentioned as Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, and Sabka Prayas. Our government has been trying to correct several lapses and irregularities. We have been making huge effort to rebuild all these remnants of destruction. We are introducing norms and practices that are people-oriented and injecting new systems that are people-friendly. Our consistent effort and perseverance have resulted in achieving many laurels in different fields after the formation of our government, which are as under. Number 1, Pachun police station was ranked as the 7th best police station in the country. Sikkim also received the most film-friendly state award in the country during the 67th National Film Award. All 4 districts of Sikkim were ranked in the top 20 among 120 districts of the Northeast region in the Sustainable Development Goals, where East Sikkim was ranked 1st, South Sikkim 6th, North Sikkim 40th, and West Sikkim as 17th. Sikkim also received the India Today State of the States Award for the Best Performing State in Economy and Most Improved Small State in Law and Order and Environment and was also adjudged as the best performing small state in cleanliness. Sikkim ranks 1st in Public Affairs Index 2021 under the Good Governance category published by the Public Affairs Center. Sikkim tops Northeast and Hill State in Niti Aayog Innovation Ranking. Sikkim is adjudged among the top 5 states with the highest score on the overall Smart Policy Index 2021. Sikkim has attained the 1st position with 92% eligible population as administered with the 2nd jab of COVID-19 vaccine. Sikkim has been ranked as the 5th happiest Indian state union territory. Sikkim achieved the highest gross enroll ratio in higher education with 75.8% in higher education in the age group of 18 to 23 years compared to the national average of 37.1%. Honorable Speaker, sir, kindly bear with me as I have to contrast our performance and intervention with what we inherited and what were the realities when we took over. This budget also gives indication about how deep and scars and damages were when we started treating and curing the ills. Health sector. Honorable Speaker, sir, health has been one of our key priorities. It is every aspect of health from physical to mental, preventive to curative, environmental sanitation to longevity that we are improving to address and manage in the state. COVID-19 triggered pandemic, in fact, exposed how the previous government, despite its 25 years of ruling the state and showing the expenditure of hundreds of crores, had not been even created basic facilities in the health system in the state. There were no oxygen plants, ICUs were scarce, and had several drawbacks. District hospital could not have even basic equipment. Testing and diagnosis were in bad shape. Even where they require dialysis facility did not exist. As a result, the doctors and health staff remained demotivated. We went into action immediately and effectively. Today we have adequate number of oxygen plants, ICU beds, testing and diagnosis facilities, medicines, and critically more manpower support in hospital in Gantok, all the district, and also in the sub-divisions in addition to continuously provide free COVID kits. We are constructing a 300-bedded hospital in Namchi at a sanctioned cost of rupees 561.26 crores. The construction started in September 2021. Another 300-bedded district hospital in Singtam at the sanctioned cost of rupees 552.19 crores is being built by the state government in collaboration with the Ministry of Minority Affairs. Similarly, a 100-bedded district hospital is slated to be started in Soaring for rupees 236.11 crores under the central state government collaboration. For the first time, we have 17 units of a dialysis center in SKM Hospital Sarkar, 7 units in Namchi district hospitals, and 5 units in Gelzing district hospital. When we found inequalities even in the procurement of medicine and consumables, we stopped the channels of leakages. Today, all the medicine consumables are directly procured from their producers and manufacturers. For the first time, we have viral research and diagnostic lab at SKM funded by the Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR. Earlier, their only oxygen plant in Sikkim was in the hand of a private company. Today, we have a big number of oxygen plants with sufficient capacity in all the major hospitals, including SKM Hospital Gantok, Namchi, Singtam, Gelzing, and Mangan district hospital. Apart from that, a dedicated COVID hospital with all the amenities and facilities is also established at Karfekta, facilitating the people of nearby district. We have already established new primary health center at using in Namchi district, Gorjing, Gelzing district, and Kauri in Mangan district, and are also providing financial assistance for organ transplant and other cases. Several reports show a steady increase in the occurrence of cancer in the northeast region and mountainous area of India. The National Center for Disease Informatics and Research and the Indian Council of Medical Research published the report of the National Cancer Registry Program 2012 to 2016 in 2020. According to the leading anatomical sites of cancer, it was found that Sikkim's males suffer mostly from stomach and lungs cancer, and females suffer from breast, cervix, uterus, and stomach cancer. A comparison of age-adjusted incidence rates of 28 states revealed that AAR for males in Sikkim was 88.7 and females 97. Though these figures are much lower than the highest affected district like that of males in Aizawl in Mizoram, with 269.4 and females in Papoms district in Arunachal Pradesh with 219.8. This gives us an idea that Sikkim remains in a very high affected zone. Honorable Speaker, sir, more alarming has been the annual percentage change in age-adjusted accident rates, where Sikkim with 5.8 annual percentage change was the second highest in breast cancer, and with 0.3 third highest in cervix uterine cancer. We would like to therefore concentrate on both preventive and curative aspect of cancer management. We have set up tertiary cancer care center and also also viral research and diagnosis lab at STM Hospital. In addition to cardiac care sub-center at Jotan CHC. For more universal intervention, we are collaborating with the GC group of company and its consortium partners to build a rupees 2,000 crores cancer hospital and carpet in South Sikkim. We have already earmarked 50 acres of land and the foundation will be laid soon. I assure the people of Sikkim that your dream to have a cancer treatment center at your own state will be fulfilled in a course of time. Similarly, we are going to establish 50-bedded critical care block at Gelzin District Hospital, which require medical equipment for rupees 23.775 crores in this financial year. Facilitating the people of Gelzin District, we noticed that no attention was paid in the past to systematically upgrade the skills and capacity of the existing doctors and inducting super specialists. We have now appointed super specialists at SNM Hospital and also making a medium-term plan to further train and skill our middle-level doctors and all the staff in hospital both in India and abroad. Honorable Speaker, sir, mental health has become a key concern today. People silently suffer and some of them who openly show symptoms and suffering. We have no effective treatment. These are all curative diseases and require some specialized treatment facilities. Besides deploying psychiatric and psychologists in various hospitals, we are planning to create some specific treatment facility. We are also propagating the importance of mental health through various schools and colleges. The Central University of Sikkim and its very inception started a 5-year integrated course of science of psychology. We shall integrate this course with other universities in the state and alien into it to start similar course in the schools also. Sikkim is one of the very first states to appoint a high-level economic rebuilding committee in May 2020, primarily to assess the impact of the pandemic and also suggest the means and measures for a robust and stable recovery. We have been implementing some of the key recommendations from this comprehensive report. This recommendation gel very well with the essence of the policy and project initiative under the highly inspiring and far-reaching Atmanirbhar Bharat announced by the Honorable Prime Minister. Honorable Speaker, sir, 2 new districts. Sikkim had been internally configured with 4 districts, namely East, West, South and North. It remains so even after Sikkim became a constituent state of India in 1975. Although the North district constitutes over 59% of the total geographical area of Sikkim, it shares hardly 7% of the total population. On the other hand, East and West district constitute just over 13 and 16% of the geographical area, whereas they consist of over 46.6 and 22.3% population of the state. East has 4 subdivisions, namely Gangtok, Pakin, Rampur and Rangiri. Likewise, West also has 4 subdivisions, namely Gezin, Soring, Yaksum and Neta. Our government has recently created 2 more districts, namely Pakin and Soring, and 2 more subdivisions. They are Sang Rakdam in Gangtok district and Mangalbari and West Soring district. This was done after round of consultation. The objectives are to further decentralize the governance framework of the state, to make the delivery system smoother and more effective, to equitably and efficiently distribute the population pressures, to diversify the development in base and create new growth centers in the state, to make the delimitation of agricultural constituencies more realistic, especially in view of the proposed increase in several seats in India's parliament in near future. People have widely welcomed the decision of the government, which in turn has already initiated the process of restructuring the administrative setup and reframing the distribution of resources. Education sector. Honorable Speaker, sir, we have been flagged the education sector as the core driving force in our development process. Though the state made significant strides in the education sector in the immediate decades of the 1980s after being a constituent state of India, It tremendously lagged in all the indicators. We inherited a highly distorted and misplaced education sector in the state in 2019. Our government has been mentioning the dismal data of Sikkim in the studies and publication of national institutes. NITI Aayog report on school education quality index 2019 clearly shows that in the overall performance score and rank, Sikkim with a 43% score is the seventh worst performer out of the total 28 states where the study was conducted. In the outcomes category, Sikkim was only better than Meghalaya. Only 37% of the secondary education in the school had teachers of all core subjects. The net enrollment ratio at the elementary at the schools level was found to be 68%, which was the third lowest in India. The net enrollment ratio at the secondary schools level was 22%, which was the lowest in India. Sikkim also had one of the highest school dropout rates. All this very clearly shows that the previous government was trumpeting its high achievement, in some cases with debt manipulation of data. In the National Nutrition Survey 2016 to 2018, released by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, the percentage of stunting among children aged between 0 to 4 years is almost 22% in Sikkim. It is very high for a state with a small population like ours. However, we have drastically improved all these indicators despite such serious pandemic-related disruption. We are seriously working to change all this development regard, and I assure the honorable members of the House that by the next few years we shall have all very promising and stabilized performance data in the national and other levels of studies. The previous government seems to have firmly believed in 30% performance and 70% publicity, whereas we believe in 100% work. Publicity will be spontaneously done if the work is good. Qualitative education is not a topic of piece of gossiping. Unlike in the past, it will not be a political slogan. It is hard to design, difficult to practice, and hard to learn to endure. To increasingly move towards a high level of quality threshold, our government will now appoint a team of quality evaluators from primary to university level. Kanchanjunga State University, we have now allotted 17 acres of land to Kanchanjunga State University at Tiritapu. Our Honorable Vice President Sri M. Venkaiah Naidu very recently laid the foundation stone of this university, including academic and ordinance will start soon. Let us recall, this state university was so very casually created by the previous government and hosted at Narvadu Bhandari Government Degree College in Bangalore. How can a college host a university? It remained languished for long. It was a farcical act of befooling the youth population sitting on the eve of the election. Girls in degree college. This college was never paid attention after it was hurriedly set up by the last government. Even after 10 years of its establishment, all the facilities, teachers' appointment and buildings were totally in a state that undermined an educational institution. The student, parents, teachers, staff, communities and areas around all suffered acutely. It stood as one of the many torturing systems of half-hearted approach and what many call permanency syndrome of the last government. As soon as our government came into power, we allocated adequate fund, planned the infrastructure and other requirements. Now the building construction is in the second phase. In the first phase, we allocated rupees 25.13 crores and completed in the targeted time. In phase second, we have allocated rupees 59.02 crore and over 45% of the work has been completed. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose University of Excellence. Our government has initiated the establishment of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose University of Excellence at Chakur University, Sikkim. The state government has already allocated 32 acres of land for the university campus. This will be a fully autonomous state state-of-the-art university that would float courses and programs that are specific to the Himalaya region and are of global importance. A steering committee has been set up under the chairmanship of the Chief Minister of Sikkim. The construction works have already started. The Frame Global Standard Act and statutes design courses and programs and oversee and provide expert opinion on the entire infrastructure. 3 national level associates have been set up. These associates have members from the top academic institutions, noted private universities, apex professional institutions, and philanthropic organizations. The first set program is likely to be launched in 2023. Private universities in rural areas. We now have a range of private universities located in the rural geographies of Sikkim. These include Madhavi Skill University at Barmek in West Sikkim, Sikkim Professional University at Budang in West Sikkim, Sikkim Capital University at Jum West Sikkim, Sikkim Alpine University at Kamrang South Sikkim, Sikkim International University at Siribadok in West Sikkim, and Sikkim Skill University at Posti under Namta Ratified Consensus. These universities are likely to provide several studies and research options for our students and are also likely to attract students from other parts of India. All this will have ascending effect on the Sikkim's economy, including employment and income generation and tourism services. Our government is designing a stringent regulatory framework to oversee the operations of these universities. Central Education institutions. Our government has extended wholehearted support to both Sikkim University established in 2007 and the National Institute of Technology NIT established in 2010. Both these institutions badly suffered from the inimical and indifferent attitude of the previous government. Lands were not given for long, though the compensation package by the central government was readily accepted. Roads and other amenities to the campus were not extended and the building of the campus remained totally at standstill. Student, faculty members, families and people of Sikkim suffer, and the image of the state of Sikkim at the center and the public at last hit the lowest possible mental. There were CAG reports, letters from the central agencies, and more importantly from the Vice Chancellor. Yet the last government slipped and neglected the national institutions. Ironically, the loss was that of the state of Sikkim in terms of institution, students' future, global networking, finance development, income, employment, and tourism. All this dented the image of Sikkim and gave the lasting impression that we do not value education, knowledge, and institution of higher learning. As soon as our government took charge of the state governments, we started supporting and working with both these prestigious national institutions. The NIT has been given 100 acres of land at Khandong in Sikkim and will soon start the construction and shipping process. Sikkim University has now entered into the second phase of construction and the courses and programs which do not require laboratory facility will shift to Yangon campus in the course of the next few months. This is a tremendous relief to all the stakeholders, including the landowners, communities around the campus, students, faculty members, and all the central and state agencies who suffered for over 10 years at the hands of the previous state government. Community University Partnership. Honorable Speaker, sir, the communities in and around the universities and other commercial institutions are keenly looking forward to participating in the development path, contents and impact of this institution. These communities are trying to gear up for solidly contributing to this institution development process and also looking forward to deriving maximum benefit. Therefore, our government would like to bring together this institution and communities living in around it to a common platform and be common partner in the development of the institution. Under this partnership scheme, communities may provide basic services to this institution in crucial areas like water, food, repairing and maintenance, sanitation, accommodation, transport and communications. Under this 24 hours and 365 days of reliable services will be available to the institution and would minimize their operational costs. All this will also enhance the local production base and promote rural activities including farming, poultry, fisheries, fruits and vegetables. To do so, communities will set up cooperative within the framework of cooperative laws in the state and also comply with the national cooperative development norms and objectives. All the services will be provided by this cooperative. Our government will constantly train the members of these cooperatives involved in various professional services, upgrade the skill regularly and inject appropriate technologies. Fellowship schemes. Our fellowship schemes are primarily aimed at harnessing the inner talent and providing wider platform to the young students. Training and reorienting them towards the employment market and conscious promotion of intellectual and professional pursuit of individuals. In this context, we have 4 fellowship schemes. Under speakership, under the Chief Minister Internship Fellowship, our government is providing ₹10,000 to over 100 students who have either graduate degree or have passed class 12. These students who are selected under this fellowship based on written test will have a 1-year thorough internship in any governmental agency so that a concerned student could learn the basic of office work, the nitty-gritty of development issues, and get exposed to handling various situations. The idea is to doubly enhance the employability of every eligible student before entering the job market. Under Narbadur Bhandari Fellowship, we are providing students to research themes that are relevant to Sikim's history, society, culture, environment, economy. These fellowships are given to postgraduate scholars studying in the top 20 US ranked university at the rate of ₹50 lakhs per scholar. Under Civil Service Coaching Fellowship, we are meeting the cost of coaching fees and lodging of the civil service aspirant of the state. These students are affiliated with well-known institutions in India. Named after the 4 eminent writers and poets of Sikkim, namely Alam Singh Tamar, Padam Singh Subba, Tulsi Babu Chetri, and Nima Wongdi Lepcha under the Apatam Fellowship initiated in 2022. Our government is providing fellowship to PhD scholars focusing their research on issues related to Bhotia, Lepcha, Limbu, Nepali, Hindi and other state-recognized languages. School reforms and facilities. Honorable Speaker, sir, schools at all levels are the foundation of Sikkim society, economy, culture and development. It is the school that shows where the state is heading in the long run. When we started working on the rejuvenation of these schools, we suddenly realized that most of the schools suffer from a range of critical issues and basic facilities. They were poorly maintained. There were common toilets for boys and girls, and some schools did not even have proper toilets. Several schools had no playgrounds and facilities like laboratories, computers, textbooks, canteens, staff rooms, and even teaching aids. Many schools had used from the teacher appointment and mid-course dropout. More seriously, most of the schools had adult headmistresses, headmasters, and principals. Teachers' appointments were highly politicized. A large number of teachers remained adult for even 2 decades or so. This was the situation of permanent adultism elsewhere. In such a situation, schools started having average performance. Graduates with a low percentage of marks started coming out asking for college admission, and some colleges were forced to admit students with 35 to 40% score. What do we expect from such students? How will they compete with others in state and outside? They are not at fault. They were the victim of the politically patronized system that was created and run by the previous government. Thus, all the competitive and creative spirit of the student was crossed at the school level only. addressing these critical issues on a war footing. Our concern was further aggravated by the sudden onslaught of the pandemic when we were just initiating the corrective interventions. Honorable Speaker, sir, the honorable members of the House would be delighted to note that now all the schools have permanent and qualified principals, headmistresses and headmasters. Our government has now given back the right and privilege and functional autonomy to all these schools. We have provided 4 vehicles to remotely senior secondary schools located at Jangu, Role, Lingi Point and Kijibiri from 2022. Similarly, within next month, all the vacancies of teachers including PGTs, GTs, private teachers, PETs and language teachers will be fulfilled in all these schools subsidiaries. We have planned to start computer education from the 5th standard in all the government schools, which was previously available only at the secondary level. We are now bringing legislation with a view to protect and promote the state-based indigenous and endangered languages. Sikkim University, since its very inception, has introduced courses on Bhotia, Lepcha and Limbu language up to PhD level. Our government plans to follow the same pathway for other indigenous and endangered languages, including that of Rai, Guru, Tamang, Newar, Mangar, Ujjat, Sherpa, and Mukya. Recently, the state government has launched Vahini scheme, aiming to improve the health and hygiene of our daughter. Under this scheme, free sanitary napkin vending machine will be installed at government school for easy access and can be available by students studying in class 9 to 12 and also by the eligible students and will be funded by the state government. This is aimed at both imbibing sanitary hygiene among our adolescent girls, children, and also giving a message that menstruation or monthly period among our girl children are a part of the natural process and must not carry any social taboos. Unfortunately, such a vital and sensitive issue of the menstrual cycle was dismissed and declared as something laughable and condemnable issue by the leader of the previous government. Adult teacher remained a victim of the undefined and uncertain system and policy of the previous government. Now, we have a free policy that any teacher who has completed 8 years on adult basis will be automatically made permanent. This is likely to benefit more than 700 teachers as soon as we implement this policy in the next couple of months. We have also done away with the term adult, often derogatory use and replaced with the dignified term probationary. We have also more than doubled the consolidated salary of teaching and non-teaching staff working under the Samaksha Shiksha program from 7,000 to 15,000 per month. We have established 4 model schools, namely Higetang in Mangan district, Chota Sangdung in Soren district, Namthang in Namchi district, and in district headquarters at Garko. This has been funded by the Ministry of Minority Affairs with the matching contribution from the state government, and we plan to set up 4 such schools every year. During 2021-2022 alone, we have sanctioned 146 new school buildings in different parts of the Sikkim, focusing mainly on primary schools. The construction of the buildings is underway steadily. We now have 50 medical seats in the Sikkim Manipal Institute of Medical Science at Tadum, which would be made available freely to Sikkimese aspirants of the MBBS program from the academic year 2022. Along with this, we have 30 seats which will be available to Sikkimese on a paid basis. These arrangements are unprecedented and should have been done at least 15 years back. This permanently correct the prolonged injustice done to otherwise talented aspirants of medical education coming from the poor and downtrodden level of our society. I assure the honorable members, more seats will be negotiated with the appropriate authorities under both these categories so that in the future we shall generate doctors for services within the state, the country, and abroad. To enhance the nutritional intake and also to bolster their mental faculty, our government has just initiated a scheme providing 200 ml of milk per day for students to target 1,500 girls students in the state. This will be done under the aegis of Sikkim Milk Union Limited and the National Dairy Development Board. Environmental protection and climate change adaptation. For us in Sikkim, environmental protection has been a core area of governmental intervention. We now have multiple challenges emanating from global climate change. They range from fast melting of glaciers in our mountain ranges to devastating caused by glacier lake or frost flood. Structural change in the entire water tower ecology to threat to our agricultural heritage. Displacing the traditional livelihood occupation to crops, shifting to high artificial height and from natural disaster to impact on refined resources and wildlife. No one has been able to exactly say how Sikkim and surrounding areas will be affected and what sector and subsector will be impacted. Unless we know all this, we shall not be able to mitigate, manage and prevent some of this very harmful impact. Our government would therefore take up the following measures this fiscal year. Set up a high-level climate change and glaciology commission, concession export on glaciology and the related climate change impact. Provide fellowship to our young scientists who have already obtained PhD degree in social science and natural science to study the impact of climate change on critical areas like rivers and water, food and agriculture, energy security, disaster, society and culture. Organize a quarterly lecture under the broad format of Kanchanjunga dialogue, which will be delivered by widely acclaimed expert on environment, climate change, hydro, diplomacy, disaster, national security, and cultural ecology. Meanwhile, our government has operationalized plastic ban more effectively, including the use of plastic water bottle. We have also announced annual award of British 10 lakhs for the cleanest bazaar of Sikkim, falling under municipalities, and for rupees 5 lakhs for the cleanest village of Sikkim covered by various functions. Use physical infrastructure. Honorable Speaker, sir, our government is unwaveringly negotiating with the Government of India on various transforming infrastructure projects. This project, if approved and operationalized, would transform the entire range of physical infrastructure in Sikkim and its connectivity with key points of India and the neighboring countries. Some of them, like the two passenger roadway system from Piling to Sangacholing in West Sikkim and cable car from Dhapar to Baliturga in South Sikkim, have already been included in the Union Budget of 2022-2023 under the new scheme called Prime Minister Development Initiative for Northeast Region (PMDY) in the spirit of PM Gati Shakti. An initial allocation of rupees 1,500 crores is proposed, out of which Sikkim is likely to receive rupees 122 crores as gap funding for these two projects. We thank the Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Finance Minister for this allocation. The other projects that are likely to take shape very shortly are the alternative highway to Sikkim, running on the Sikkim side from Tista, Rengi, confluence onward Sanchio, Bhanjan road corridor to Nepal through Uttare side of West Sikkim. These 3,170 meter high pass makes a soft dent into the famous Sangalila range adjoining Darjeeling and makes a smooth entry into Nepal. The Chio-Bhanjan corridor would be considered as the first Sikkim-Nepal economic trade and tourism corridor that will have an integrated checkpost and other modern facility. Only a few days back, the Honorable Home Minister Sri Amit Shah ji, while speaking at the Land Port Authority of India, in fact, very eloquently mentioned this land-based corridor to strengthen India's relations with its neighbors. The motor vehicle agreement of 2015 among Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal for a seamless entry and exit of vehicle from four countries in East Asia territory would be another major connecting point for Sikkim. Honorable Speaker, sir, and honorable members, in this regard, I am pleased to inform you that the declaration of three state roads as national highway is being vigorously pursued and is likely to come into existence in this fiscal year. These include three highways, namely Manpur Naya Bazar Lakshya, Naya Bazar Dharamdin Sumbaria, Soring Kadu Parmek Dentam Uttare Tiobanjam, and Rampur Pachak, Mamje Tikli, and Pakyu. Currently, we have two foreigners registration offices located at Gramam under the newly formed Soring district and Resi under the newly formed Patum district. Such central government institutions would bring smoothness in tourism flows in the state. Honorable Speaker, sir, important growth investment, ventures and income generation. Development should trigger both growth and equity. Growth must happen across the sector and discipline. The benefit of this growth should be translated into distributive justice so that every individual, family and community gets the fruit of development. Our government is clearly following the path of the steady economic growth and distributive justice on all fronts. As soon as we got the mandate by the people to run the affairs of the state, we realized that there is a rampant and deep-rooted inequality in the state. This inequality not only prevail in income generation and distribution but also on issue of employment, social justice, food security, access to government facilities, and more seriously education and health. We would therefore like to scientifically study which are the geographical communities, families that have suffered from the deprivation and inequalities both in the past and the present. JSP under the planning department is now conducting this study under the broad title of Unayam Sarvekshan. The result of the pilot study are available and the full study is being conducted. For our government, a crucial development engagement is in the employment sector. Unlike in the past, we would like to diversify the platforms of employment in this state. We would train and reorient our youth to increasingly defocus and move away from government jobs. Had it not been pandemic, we would have made major stride in the employment generation in this state. We have even legislated on employment to the local by passing the Sikkim Labour Regulation of Employment and Condition of Service Act of 2021. We have now very clearly plans and programs for the next few years. Some of these are appended below. No extension in services. As promised, our government has stopped giving any extension in services to senior officials, middle ranking and gazetted officers since April 2020. Only on exceptional humanitarian grounds, some extension on services will be considered for class 4 staff members. New Kendra. Our government had just initiated a new Kendra under which all records of the appointed person in various government departments and other private issues will be maintained. This will help us in assessing the employment situation in the state and also assist the government in manpower planning. Sikkim Skill Exchange Bank, SSEB. Our government will now set up Sikkim Skill Exchange Bank, SSEB, mainly to make all the skills available in the state and deploy them wherever they are needed. Today it is very difficult to know which skills are available in the state, their location and the status of their numbers or grades. We also do not exactly know which are the sector and sub-sector these skills are needed. These skills could be in any areas of user group interest like electrician, painters, plumbers, reporters, film producers, documentary producers, theaters, music, art, dances group, religion and faith-based product, the publishing industry, project preparation, monitoring and evaluation techniques, and fashion design. It would also spread over the indigenous innovation, architect, drivers, tourists, literature preparation, carpentry, furniture making, interior decorator, event organizer, mechanic, computer hardware and software, coaching center, designers, hydropower engineers, expert researchers who conduct studies, tourist guides, mountaineering trainers and entertainment managers. The proposed SSDB will be a central pool of skills providing the entire details of all the available skills in the state based on their registration in the SSDB. Anyone needing their services will directly approach the SSDB or SS data and information from SSDB and meet their skill needs. Idea is to provide a common platform for skill supplier and user who need a skilled person. Today many users find these skilled people by word of mouth and through some reference. SSDB will pool the demand and supply systematically to a common pool to maximize their utility. This will allow the skilled person to gain the value of their skills and user to get a satisfactory and reliable service. Foreign Workers Training and Recruitment Institute. Our government is keen to start Foreign Workers Training and Recruitment Institute mainly to provide employment opportunities to the Sikkimis people in foreign countries. In this regard, the government has kept aside some initial fund to kick-start this project but could not pursue this mainly due to the pandemic. Now this institute will be set up in coordination and cooperation with various foreign embassies in India and other international job recruitment agencies. Sikkimis people and the youth in particular will be given training in various professional areas. It will be managed by professional, legal, financial and foreign employment experts. These are bringing employment opportunities in countries like Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Vietnam, Israel, Gulf countries and many others. The government will make use of various training in various skills and professions through the India-Japan arrangement of technical training program under the National Skill Development Corporation of the Government of India. There could be a situation where we shall be able to export even highly skilled people like doctors, owing to the huge aging old age population in Japan, Europe, Canada, the USA and other countries. There are now big demand for both female and male nurses and other health workers. We would like to harness this market by providing professionally well-trained female and male nurses and health workers from Sikkim. Many of these trained professionals would also get gainful employment in India's major hospital and health sector. Sikkim Foreign Investor Conference. Sikkim now has a range of industries led by pharmaceutical and beverages. Most of these industries are doing well. However, except for the beverages, revenue from other industries, particularly pharmaceutical, has been very dismal. On the one hand, because of these industrial units, our gross domestic product has handsomely increased and therefore the per capita income too. In the coming years, we need to concentrate on a set of industries and investors that are productive, efficient, livelihood-oriented, and natural-friendly. A very recent study done by a team of professionals led by our Chief Economic Advisor for the Navy in Guwahati identified 50 crucial projects as investment opportunities in the Northeast region by investors from Southeast Asian countries including Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Singapore, Malaysia and Myanmar. This project in 8 sectors and sub-sectors include turmeric, ginger, bamboo fiber, and bamboo-based high-end construction material, war tourism, river cruise tourism, Buddhist circuit tourism, integrated nursery and post-harvest management of flowers, simple putty craft, banana fiber extraction plant, ethnic fashion design, pig breeding and pig processing, herbs and folk medicine and commercial processing, and small-sized palm oil mill. The DPR for all these projects are available and are being used by various ministries of the Government of India and also countries in Southeast Asia. It also mentions newer varieties of investment including in areas like management, technology transfer, supply of raw materials, infrastructure like cold chains. Professional participation and expertise provide finance, marketing, value chain, research and development, and specialized services like veterinary services, horticulture, floriculture, nursery management, breeding and feed management, fashion and textile design intervention, travel agency, interconnection, institutional support, etc. It highlights local entrepreneurs can collaborate with the investor from Southeast Asia under the India Act East Foreign Policy Framework. In this context, the government of Sikkim will now undertake two major programs in this fiscal year. Firstly, the government will organize Sikkim Global Investment Conference and Visit Sikkim 2022 during October-November, where some of the most widely known green investors will be invited and introduced to Sikkim as an abode of green investment. This will be attended by the investors from India and abroad, including Japan and Korea and Southeast Asian countries, Europe and North America. The multilateral agencies like the Asian Development Bank, World Bank, United Nations Development Program, and other philanthropic organizations will also be invited to this first ever conference. And secondly, a group of young entrepreneurs from Sikkim will be taken on the investment partnership exploratory tour to Southeast countries focusing on green sector and sub-sector. Thereby, I set aside a sum of rupees 2 crores to accomplish both these crucial programs. High value tourism corridor and mega homestay project. We have already identified the high value tourism corridor working to implement the project. Under the mega homestay project, units numbering 1,000 will be built by the government. Each home would have 3 rooms and other amenities. In total, 3,000 rooms traditionally designed with local architect structure will be laid out in the attractive location of villages and will be commercially run by the villagers themselves. We have increasingly realized that the homestay is a powerful concept and everyone would like to go to a village or a remote area, mingle with nature, live with the community and enjoy organic dishes. We also noted during the lockdowns a large number of people move to villages and make use of this homestay. These 3,000 rooms, even with an occupancy rate of 80% for 365 days, would generate more than rupees 175 crores per annum. It would provide direct employment to 9,600 persons and indirect employment to 38,400 persons. It will have a tremendous impact on all the forward and backward linkages like food production, dairy and all the business and will generate huge revenue for the state. If need be, we shall send the young entrepreneurs and all the staff for training and capacity building in other places including Goa, Kerala, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and lastly. These homestays will blend well with urban and rural tourism facilitation centers and also with the modern villages that are being developed and trained into Gormet, Ringchim, Nampatam and Mamle Kamrang in east, west, north and south district respectively. Youth sports and media. The private members will be encouraged to note that the protected, delayed and neglected Baichung Stadium has now been completed and open for the public. Despite the cost and time overrun since 2012, we have been able to dedicate this stadium to the people of Sikkim within 29 months of our assuming the governance of this beautiful state, investing rupees 62.13 crores in this project. This stadium inspired the young Sikkimese and Indians and also the players in the neighboring countries for suburbs and join the club of millions in sports. In Sikkim, we have excelled in football, boxing, mountaineering and archery, but we are yet to make a deep dent into national and global level cricket, hockey, athletics and other sports. Honorable Speaker, sir, our government is fully devoted to improving and grooming the youngsters to compete in global sports. We are also setting up Tarundi Rai Archery Academy and Kamran to celebrate the fabulous achievement of one of the most illustrious sportsperson of India in Sikkim, who is accorded with the prestigious Khel Ratna Puruskar and Padma Shri Award by the Government of India. The legendary Brazilian footballer Pelé once said, "Success is no accident, it is hard work, and everything is practice." Both the modern astroturf for football and the practicing field of archery will fulfill the equality hallmarks set forth by the international sport regulatory agencies like FIBA and World Archery Federation. As person fund for media has been playing a crucial role in building the modern day Sikkim. Despite serious challenges brought about by non-traditional media instruments like various social media, Sikkimese media person and institutions have freely and innovatively withstood the challenges. Our government intends to make our media more vibrant, innovative and competitive. To provide a distribution to the entire Sikkimese media, we have created a press club bound to the Press Club of Sikkim. While highly appreciating the risks that our media person took in covering and fighting the COVID-19 pandemic, we prioritize the distribution of safety kits to them and also provided them with financial incentives. We plan to send our media person all across other states to see for themselves what is happening around the country and at the global level. This excursion and exposure will reskill our media person, make them evaluate more objectively and nurture the spirit of competitive professionalism in them. To provide them with some basic opportunities, our government will provide the following: media fellowship, opens avenues for visiting any development project in the country to evaluate and write a series of reports from the field and submit a final report to the government of Sikkim. In this regard, 10 selected media persons will be provided with rupees 1.5 lakh each for fiscal year. All aggregated journalists and media persons of Sikkim will be eligible for this fellowship program. Though this fellowship program was announced earlier, we only received a few responses. Therefore, I urge them to make almost use of this program, which can be beneficial for them at various levels. Strides in political, social, and religious demand. We reaffirm our resolve to grant the status of scheduled tribes to the remaining 12 communities, namely Khas, Kshetribao, Rai, Magar Guru, Sannyasi Giri, Devan Yakha, Thami, Neva, Sunar, Mukhya, Jogi, Maji, and Bhuzel in Sikkim. We have made several representations to the highest officials in the government of India, who have freely assured us of a speedy resolution. One of the major loopholes we detected was that there was no government resolution by the State Assembly in this effect, and hence we passed the government resolution on 11 January 2021 with wide acclamation from the entire House. This resolution was personally submitted to the by the Chief Minister to the Union Home Minister and other high dignitaries in the Union government. This timely passing the resolution has made our case rather stubborn and convincing. One of our determined political effort and social cultural demand has been to welcome His Holiness the 17th Devam Karmapa Bhugenthile Doji to our state city. We have had a series of discussions with the highest authorities in the Union government, and thus we have been assured that as soon as the 17th Karmapa returns to India after this long foreign sojourn, his passage to Sikkim will be smoothly facilitated. This will be a joyful and eternally contented moment for the entire people of Sikkim. Our firm resolve to get the seat reservation for Limbu and Tamil communities in the Sikkim Legislative Assembly has been indicated by our constant pursuance and negotiations with the highest authorities in the Union government. We are also continuously discussing and deliberating with constitutional and legal experts to evolve options and measures that would provide transparent, acceptable and durable formulas. Unfortunately, We miss the most crucial opportunity and intervention which would have been easily and effectively made by the last Delimitation Commission constituted in 2002. We do not know the reasons as to why this very critical opportunity was missed by the previous government for resolving and pursuing the reservation of LT Liputamang seat in the Civil Legislative Assembly. However, we are determined to clinch this issue and we continue to maintain the pace of negotiation and bring more urgency to the entire process of final configuration and resolution. Honorable Speaker, sir, farmers, farming and growth. Sikkim has a huge tradition of mountain agriculture heritage. Our farmers have contributed immensely to the building of the modern Sikkim. Many of them had left behind old practices of farming and entered into modern ways. Our government found three serious challenges faced by the farmers in Sikkim today. Firstly, a large number of families of farmers have gradually shifted to other occupation and also migrated to urban areas. This is because of the upward social mobilization and also farmers did not find any incentive to remain in villages and bastis and continue to cultivate themselves. Secondly, climate change has started affecting various crops as one can see new varieties of pests and diseases invading the cropping fields, resulting in severe crop failure. Thirdly, the governmental extension and all the institutions and facilities are not reaching the farmers, as a result of which the farmers did not get the required support. Keeping all this in mind, our government has started some major interventions. We are shifting the development focus to rural areas and we are strengthening all the rural institutions including that of Panchayati Raj and extension services. We are identifying the product which can be a game changer in the rural areas and are accordingly provided incentive to the farmers. For instance, we have now given a remunerative price incentive of rupees 8 rupees per liter of milk with particular fat and solid non-fat standard and a minimum procurement price of rupees 80 per liter to all the dairy farmers under the newly initiated milk production incentive scheme under the Mukhyamantri Pasudhan Yojana. As a result, the milk supply has gone up to 56,000 liters per day from 25,000 to 30,000 liters per day. Over 15,000 dairy farmers have benefited so far from this subsidy of over rupees 26 crores in the last 2 fiscal years and will soon be in a position to export our milk and milk product to other states. We are also planning to design and set up supplies of milk through bulk vending machine similar to Mother Dairy in Delhi. Under Mukhyamantri Pasudhan Yojana, similar incentives are extended to piggery farmers under the pig production incentive scheme. Pig rearing farmers are given rupees 5,000 per pig weighing above 50 kgs. Almost 2,000 farmers have benefited from rupees 3 crores incentive so far. Similarly, Mukhyamantri Matsya Utpadan Yojana was launched in October 2021, where the government provides a 60% subsidy for these farmers, under which over 1,000 farmers have benefited from the rupees 1 crore subsidy extended so far. Under the Mukhyamantri Krishi Atmanirbhar Yojana launched in 2020, we are extending cash incentive to all the agricultural commodities in the state. Under the schemes, over 4,200 farmers have benefited so far with more than rupees 2 crores funding. The rate of incentive under Mukhyamantri Krishi Atmanirbhar Yojana are as under crop: cardamom rupees 100 per kg, ginger 20 rupees, turmeric 10 rupees, buckwheat 10 rupees, orange 20 rupees, cabbage 5 rupees, cauliflower 7 rupees, green peas 8 rupees, carrot 7 rupees, cherry pepper 20 rupees, radish 7 rupees, kiwi 25 rupees, variety of pulses 25 each. Likewise, we are planning to make 3 of Adwa, Alaichi and Amlisho as the 3 commercial crops that would make farming more attractive. In For instance, there are studies to show that whatever cardamom facet has the final price in the market, only 20 to 30% reach the producer farmer in Sikkim. The rest 70 to 80% is pocketed by the traders and other agencies who add value to raw cardamom by using them in pharmaceutical products, spices, art and salt beverages and others. Therefore, our government will now do the processing and value addition in Sikkim so that our farmers get the maximum benefit of the market price. The IFFCO, IFCO, Sikkim Government Food Processing Factory is fast coming up in Rampur. This will be the first such large-scale processing venture in this regard. Social upliftment. Honorable Speaker, sir, we have already initiated a range of programs on social upliftment, primarily aiming at vulnerable groups like senior citizens, differently able persons, people living below the poverty line, both the urban and rural areas, and also unemployed, homeless, and landless families. Our government provided them with instruments of mobility, places to stay, newer varieties of income earning occupation, and also other measures of physical and social security. Honorable Speaker, sir, let me mention some of the measures we have already undertaken. Sikkim Ama Sasaktikarana Yojana. To empower the mothers of Sikkim, the district government has initiated a new and progressive scheme called Sikkim Ama Sasaktikarana Yojana, through which annual assistance of Rs 20,000 will be released to the unprivileged, selected unemployed mother, including single mothers. The criteria also state that her family members should not be employed in any government sector. This scheme will commence from this fiscal year and will benefit over 16,000 mothers across the state. Chalak Guruji Welfare Board. The government has initiated various projects in the favor of the Chalak Guruji. In this connection, welfare board will be established for the well-being of the taxi drivers. They will be facilitated with insurance, medical support, housing, and other basic facilities. Beside appointing a chairman and a vice chairman of the board, after the inception of our government existing rupees 3 lakhs ex gratia payment on the accidental death of the taxi driver has increased to rupees 5 lakhs. In addition to this, non-vehicle owner drivers from this district giving outstanding performance will be awarded a taxi bolero. If desires, they can purchase it from by adding the required additional amount to the granted award amount of rupees 10 lakhs. Under the Sikkim Urban Garib House Yojana, we are in the process of constructing 502 houses in 7 municipal areas and the Gantok Municipal Corporation, Nagar Panchayat of Naya Bazar Rotham, Gilsing, Mangan, Rampur, Singtam, in addition to Namchi Municipal Council. Each house is built at a cost of rupees 19.37 lakhs. Similarly, we are building 260 units of social housing flats, units in Gantok, Naya Bazar, Rotham, and Gilsing at a cost of rupees 22 lakhs each. Likewise, construction works is underway for a shelter home for 40 beneficiaries under the shelter for homeless household scheme. Under the Sikkim Garib House Yojana, our government has completed building 3,050 housing units. These units cost rupees 17.52 lakhs. We launched this financing scheme in October 2020 and will be completed within March 2022. This means that our government perhaps set a new record of building 169 units of houses per month despite the onslaught of the pandemic. The evacuation of Sikkimese students. The sudden war in Ukraine usually affected thousands of Indian nationals. Among the affected Indians were 36 students from Sikkim who have been studying medicine and other courses in various universities in Ukraine. The government of India, under its Operation Ganga mission, not only safely evacuated all the students and other Indians, but hundreds of flights safely brought them back to India. I would like to extend our warmest gratitude and heartiest congratulations to Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji for his historically full evacuation from such a devastating zone. I would also like to quote and record our deepest appreciation of the deft handling of the situation by the Honorable Minister of External Affairs, Sri S. Sarkar ji, and Foreign Secretary Harshavardhan Singla ji. We sincerely thank you for smoothly undertaking such a daunting task. The people of Sikkim are very grateful to all honorable ministers and officers for their relentless effort and enduring support. With our student back in Sikkim, our government is striving to provide a secure and smooth facilitation to complete their studies on time and is devising ways forward to this effort. I would therefore like to set aside some of rupees 1 crore for this purpose in this fiscal year. Honorable Speaker, sir, our government has been relentlessly working to take Sikkim to never higher. We aim to transform Sikkim into one of the most efficient, resourceful and competitive states in the country. We strive to attain global standard in all the major social and commercial sectors, including health, education, environment, tourism and industry. While working towards performing our state into the greenest destination of Asia, we constantly endeavor to bring durable peace, happiness and tranquility to our state. For all this to happen, we cherish the blessing of all our mountain villages, unflinching support from the people of Sikkim, on parallel dedication to all the government, dedication of all the government officials. Honorable members of the House on the opposition bench have the most crucial role in collectively making Sikkim a highly prosperous state. We have now set the culture of open and transparent debate and discussion, and I fervently urge all the members of various political parties, civil society, punching, youth, student, intellectual, business houses and all the professionals to come forward and advise our government to make maximum use of the resources and human capital in this state. Honorable Speaker, sir, I shall now briefly mention the budgetary profile for the financial year 2022-2023. Against a gross expenditure provision of rupees 10,419.71 crores, the net outgo comes to rupees 10,116.11 crore. After taking into account recoveries amounting to rupees 303.060 crore, the fiscal deficit remained in the adherence to the fiscal management target set in the Sikkim Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act 2010, that is not more than 4%, including additional borrowing space of 0.5% of GSDP on certain criteria to performance in the power sector. The contribution from our own tax revenue is of the order of rupees 1336.42 crores, and net of non-tax revenue rupees 990.09 crores. The total gross expenditure includes allocation amounting to rupees 9.56 crores. Under the dispensation of the Northeast Council, rupees 255.48 crores. Under non-taxable pool of central resources and rupees 2660.45 crores. Only under the central responsibility scheme. The summarized account of the receipt and disbursement is detailed below and is incorporated into the budget. Revenue tax revenue rupees 1336.42 crores. Non-tax revenue rupees 990.09 crores. State shares of central taxes rupees 3168.59 crores. Grant aid rupees 292.50 crores. Gross borrowing rupees 1697.99 crores. Recoveries of loan and advances rupees 0.08 crores. Net public account rupees minus 2.56 crores. Total receipt rupees 10,116.11 crores. Similarly, here I present the expenditure amount, that is revenue expenditure rupees 8354.32 crores. Capital expenditure rupees 1761.79 crores. Total expenditure rupees 10116.1111 crores. Now let us collectively rededicate ourselves to elevate Sikkim to greater height of progress and development through the implementation of sustainable policies. Let us also please to maintain the peace and tranquility of our state and set an example at a nation and the international level. With this commitment, I present the budget for 2022-2023 to the House for its kind consideration. Before I conclude, I wholeheartedly thank you, Honorable Speaker Sir, Honorable Deputy Speaker Sir,